Okay. Think I'm on my own, freewheeling today. This is week 5 of the Morning Mindset. Today is about changing your thinking so you can change your life. And self acceptance is the key to transformation, I believe, as is understanding the power of your mind. And you can go only as far as your mind lets you. So, assessing your current situation, then, I want you to ask yourself, is your mind prone to the negative or the positive? And are you living how you really want, being who you want to be, evolving in order to transform your life into who you were born and destined to be? Or are you living someone else's values, morals, and idea of a life? Welcome to Morning Mindset. This is our 5th week of the 5-week series on living life by your design rather than existing by default. And this series is all about living intentionally because otherwise we drift through life and all of a sudden it's gone. And today is day 1. It's about changing your way of thinking so you can transform your life. So, are you proud of where you are in your life right now? As I said before, where are you? Are you happy because you're using the power of your mind to expect only the best? And are you constantly manifesting your goals because you're thinking strong, powerful, and positive? And like I asked you then already, or are you living someone else's idea of a life and then letting them do your thinking for you? How many people do you know like that are doing your thinking for you? And if you are letting someone else tell you what to think, how to think, and when to think, I want you to stop. Stop right now. Because I promise you, all that holds for you is a future of disappointment and regret. And it's it's not good for you anyway because you never get to experience your own success because you don't know whether you're doing that because you really want to or because someone else is saying it's a good idea, right? And you don't know why they think it's a good idea. It's messy. Okay. So if you're doing that, how can you change it? How can you empower your own mind with your own thinking to go live? To go and live your own idea so you get the results you really want to. We try so hard to please others that we often forget to please ourselves too. I think I talked about that in one of my other lives about putting yourself on your priority list. Okay? This is something I think a lot about. How do we actually even get here? How do we get to that point where we think that everybody else and everything else is more important than we are? And when I do think about that, I think it's because we've learned, or we haven't learned, or we've learned that we've got to keep people please, champion at that, but we haven't learned how to properly connect with ourselves and to value ourselves, or even to take the time to understand our own emotions and our own mind processes. So I think it's important to know yourself and to recognize why you do what you do, why you allow what you allow, and why you just settle for what you're given rather than go after what you really want. And I know for a long time I just settled for what I was given because my mother used to say, you'll get what you're boop, 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 given. All right. And anytime I asked for something, it just never happened. I grew up in a horrible place. But I learned to just shut up, not ask, and not want. And so it's really hard to get out of that mindset. So there's a quote that I like by Tina Lifford that says, when you know yourself, you're empowered. But when you accept yourself, you're invincible. And I love that. So I've created 7 questions for you to think a little bit deeper on this. So, like, one is, how well do you know yourself? Like, really know yourself? And 2, do you know why you think what you think? Do you know why you say what you say? Like, really, is that your voice? I know I have people that say, oh, that's my voice. I'm like, but where did you get that idea from? Right? Did you get that idea from your own experiences and your own wealth of knowledge, or where? So, do you know why you react the way you do and believe what you believe? And a big question I want you to ask yourself is, do you accept yourself exactly as you are, unapologetically? And do you see the cup as half full or half empty? And have you ever challenged any of it? These are tons of the questions that I ask my clients when they come, and there are so many more that I would love you to ask yourself. And I do that in my full training on the Reset Your Life program. But for these mini trainings, my intention is just to get you started to think about where you're at and how you got there and why you think the way you think, especially if your thinking is not working quite for you the way that you wish it would. And if you want to transform your life so you can live it with passion rather than just exist in same old, boring, monotony, assess your way of thinking and your situation, and be honest about your habits and your wants and your needs. You know, I had to be honest about my need to feel secure because it kept me in relationships way longer than I really needed to be, and I really should have been, because my need for security and a connection was all I was trying not to go too personal, but it was all I was told I was worth, and amongst a whole bunch of other things. But the point is, you get one life, and the fact that you're here listening to this training means it's time for you to transform too. It's time for you to unleash that best version of yourself and the real you. And remember, what you do makes a difference, and your time as energy is precious. So when we now decide to stop wasting your time, wasting living it for others, and we all get caught up in comparing ourselves to others and judging ourselves. So when you're going to stop doing that, like everything you've learned with me in the last 4 weeks, if you've been with me through these mini trainings, it's designed to get you started with this. It's designed to get you moving closer to what you really want out of life. And I want you not to just accept that this is just how it is. This is just who I am. I want you to hold yourself accountable to something more, to help you accept yourself exactly as you are, while you continue to crush any self-doubt and work towards growing every day. And the best way to crush any doubt, by the way, is to take action, and practice probably the only way. And it took me a long time to get here, all right? Then to get this way of thinking, to crush that insecurity, to stop just accepting what I was given and doing as I was told, when I was told, and how I was told. And it took me even longer to accept myself unapologetically, okay? Because I think quite differently to a lot of people that I hang out with. And sometimes I can still catch myself doubting, but now I take that fast action with the strategies and tools that I've trained myself to use and that I train other people to use. And I make a conscious choice not to stay there. And just because someone says something to you that's mean and nasty, it doesn't mean to say you have to take that on and become that and believe that. It's like giving someone offering you a cake when you're on a diet. You can sabotage yourself and eat that cake, or you can say, thanks very much, I'm on a diet. All right? And I do that, and I'm like, thank you. I'm not accepting any negative criticism from anyone today. Criticism's fine so long as it's not spiteful and mean and designed to just crush you, right? There's a big difference. And even though I'm a positive person, I always see the good in everyone and everything. I still get called out, and I'm sure you can too. And you can allow other people's low energy to drag you down real quick. And I learned a long time ago about this. I can't remember who said it, but you're the sum total of the 5 people you hang out with most. And when I learned that, I looked around at all the people I hung out with, and I made a conscious effort to try and stay away from them until I could be around them anyway, without losing my own center, without getting lost in their negative energy. And it takes work and it takes effort for sure. And it takes the belief that life can be fun and full of joy and happiness. And it takes deciding to choose a positive mindset over a negative one, so you can go after your dreams and make your life meaningful. So learn to know yourself well with complete honesty about who you are and what you do, and accept yourself exactly as you are, because it will empower you and it will disempower others. Since if you accept yourself exactly as you are, faults and all, warts and all, as they say, there isn't anything anyone can say or do that will ever hurt or upset you, because you already know. Someone says, you're so lazy, you can say, yeah, I know. It's just how I am. Or if you don't like people saying you're lazy, then stop being lazy. It's a choice, all right? So controlling your thoughts positively will allow you to manifest a much happier and more fun-filled life. It will take some effort, especially if you're prone to the negative, but it's worth it. And I've created an anagram for you to keep mind fit and to remember to keep those thoughts positive using the word change. So C is to choose to reframe any negative self-talk. And H is to have a positive routine to start your day every day. A, always surround yourself with positive people. Remember, you are governed by your mind, your surroundings. And N, never give extra attention to what makes you unhappy. And G is for gratitude, and that's the key to real happiness. And it's great if you can journal every day 3 things that you're grateful for. And E, every day remind yourself that life is for living and not just existing. And that's it for me today. Without my team, I've gone over by got to 9 minutes. Never mind. That's it for me today. Tomorrow we'll be talking about courage to step outside your comfort zone. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I'm grateful for your time. If you found this helpful and motivating, I'd love you to share it with others that you think may benefit. And if you want to keep up to date with the latest trainings, be sure to join my online community. And my greatest wish for you, as always, is for you to be mindful so you can live your best life and live it with passion. Reset, be authentic, and be you. And we have some comments there. And Mark Salem says, good morning. Good point. Why do we settle? We settle because, well, it depends. It can be easier just to settle. You don't have to take responsibility, Mark. And thank you for joining us on YouTube, by the way. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to take responsibility. You can make your problems everyone else's problem. So then you don't have to do anything about it, but you can still get to complain about where you are. You don't like being there, but you don't want to have to do the work to get out of there. So we can just settle and stay there because it's easier. And yes, I enjoy making those anagrams too, Mark. Thank you for joining me. Okay, guys, thank you. That's it. I'm going to press leave the studio. Hopefully everything closes down as it's supposed to. And I will see you tomorrow. Take care and have an amazing day. Bye now. Oh, I think I'm doing this.